Marin Catholic and Monte Vista are just 41 miles in the Richmond Bridge apart, but have never played in football. Tonight they will meet for the first time. Marin Catholic, with 14 North Coast Section football championships, travels to Danville, coming off their first losing season since 2007. Monte Vista opens the 2026 campaign as the defending North Coast Section D2 champions. Who will win this intra-section matchup? You'll find out next. Happy Friday. Welcome to Monte Vista Football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt. Thanks for joining us wherever you may be for this NCS showdown between Marin Catholic and the Monte Vista Mustangs. I'm Chris Babcock, along with my broadcast and former coaching partner in crime, Craig Bergman, from Sam Zackheim Memorial Field on the campus of Monte Vista High School in Danville. So if you just look at Marin Catholic, yeah, they're 5-5. You know, they lost their playoff game in the Open Division. They're a D6 school in the North Coast section, and they're looking to bounce back. And they certainly have the right quarterback, Dylan Skrinar, who threw for over 2,100 yards last year and 18 TDs with only 6 interceptions. As Coach Mozzie said, he is a good one. And, Coach, as you know, he would know what a good one is with coaching Jared Goff, quarterback of the Lions, an alum of Cal, and many other talented college quarterbacks. The Wildcats love to throw the ball. Coach, what can we expect to see from Marin Catholic on offense?
Well, you're going to see a wide-open offense. You're going to see a lot of empty sets. You're going to see them in the shotgun almost the entire game unless they get down near the goal line. And what you're not going to see a lot of run. Most of their stuff in the run game is very basic. They run a lot of inside and outside zone when they do run the football, and it hasn't been their go-to. They want to throw it, and they give you multiple sets, as I said, empty, troop, 4 receivers to one side, and they're going to sling it all over the field. Skrinar has got a terrific release. If you watch him, it's very quick. He's got adequate arm strength. He's not a great big guy, but he manages the game very well. He can make every throw on the field, and Monte Vista's got their work cut out for him. They're going to have to give him as many different looks as they can, trying to confuse him a little bit. Still only a junior, but he's got a full year of varsity experience in him, and he's going to get nothing but better as his career moves on. So he's the guy that the whole offense runs through, and he's the guy that defensively you've got to try to confuse.
And he's got familiar receivers, all of them, and then we'll talk more about them individually as the game goes on. But his top receivers from last year, they're back. So they're well experienced. And when you're 5-5 and you get in the Open as a D6 team, that tells me one thing. You played a tough schedule, and we'll get into that more. But we'll come back You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt. Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV is brought to you by Ned Milan at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life by maximizing your potential for meeting life goals. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for over 80 years in Walnut Creek. Persevere Lending, we have capital available for you. The Maher Law Group, a professional law corporation serving the Bay Area. Reach them at their new office in Pleasant Hill at 925-489-1500. Court Builders, Northern California, your single source for total sports construction. Contact Monte Vista alum Matt Russi at 925-413-5679 for your total construction needs. Bridge IT Consulting, the future of IT, powered by AI, driven by strategy, executed with security. Golden State Orthopedics and Spine, Ortho Care for Life. Monte Vista football, celebrating 59 years of Monte Vista football. Go to MonteVistaFootballBoosters.com to make your tax-deductible donation tonight. And American Asphalt, taking care of business in the Bay Area for over 40 years. And George T. Schramm Mortgage. Contact the 1992 Monte Vista alum George Schramm for your mortgage needs at georgeschramm.com. Monte Vista will be starting 21 seniors tonight on offense and defense. The lone junior is transfer quarterback Jimmy Lagios, who threw over 2,500 yards and 27 touchdowns for Piedmont last season. His parents moved to Danville. The old-fashioned transfer. Monte Vista brings back 5 seniors, 3 that are going to, when they start tonight, will be 3-year players. You know that's always important. You got Basha, Grisham, Kerrigan, Mena, and Stone. And Coach Winger's going to lean heavily on those guys. What can we expect from the defending NCS D2 champions, Coach?
Well, they're going to mix it up. You know, ideally he'd like to be 50-50 run pass tonight and try to control the ball a little bit and keep their offense off the field because, you know, Marin Catholic can score very quickly. Monte Vista doesn't have quite the quick strike capability that Marin Catholic has, but they are able to move the football. In the run game, they're very solid. They're still running the stretch, you know, outside and inside zone, mostly outside, and they're throwing a lot of short, quick stuff, high percentage things. I expect a lot of those things early in the game to try and get the quarterback some confidence. Obviously, it's his first game here at Monte Vista. Does have varsity experience, you know, but he's going to be nervous. Everybody's going to be nervous out there. So I think the key is going to be keep it simple early, try to move the ball, keep the offense off the field for Marin Catholic, and put points on the board because points are going to be plentiful, I believe, tonight.
We're just, you know, sometimes we're right on these and sometimes we're wrong. I'm pretty confident saying there'll be over 60 points combined scored tonight. The one key that has nothing to do with playing or calling a play or official call simply is hydrate. And talking to Mrs. Babcock before we left today, and I asked her, and she nailed it. Hydrate, because Monte Vista in Akalani's scrimmage last week, Marin Catholic didn't, but there's nothing like the first game. You can run, lift, do all those things, but still how important about hydration and how early we're going to see somebody cramp.
Well, every year we see it, and we see multiple guys do it. And one thing that Monte Vista has going for them is we have practice in the heat throughout this. Marin County gets a little bit chilly, and they have ideal football conditions, but they're not ideal when it comes to heat. And so I think that could be a factor a little bit later in the game. So Monte Vista trying to hang in there and stay as close as they can, if not be ahead. And see what happens in the second half, see if they can wear them down a little bit and let that heat affect them.
So you talked about balance, and, you know, last year in the postseason, Monte Vista 70% run, 30% pass. season it was like 60-40. For Marin Catholic, coach, they're 56% pass, 34% run, scoring at 23 points a game, 260 yards passing, or yards per game, 60 rushing, 208 passing. That's Marin Catholic's offense in a nutshell.
And the 56% pass ratio is a little bit misleading because, they come out heavily in the pass game. If they get a big lead, then they'll start running the ball. So that skews those numbers a little bit. And, we've seen that before where it does that same thing with Monte Vista's offense when we used to coach. So I would say they're probably more like 70% to 30%, maybe 75-25 when it comes to run pass early in the game. And that can take its toll on you physically as well. And I like to hear the over-under on how many people we think are going to cramp tonight, like you say.
Well, we coached together here for 20 years. It's our 30th year of being associated with Monte Vista football. And one consistent thing is that opening game, guys are going to cramp. And that always, our boy Sammy D, I don't know if you're watching tonight, will we just get an early Sammy D mention. Want to thank all of our partners that are helping support these broadcasts. We're able to show with multi-camera, instant replay, and commentating, and we appreciate both coaches are helping us prepare for this game, and hopefully it's reflective in our broadcast. So, Coach Mazi Moyed, 17th season, a record of 177-33, 6 NCS titles, 3 NorCal titles, 2 CIF titles, several coaches of the year. I mean, he develops quarterbacks. Their teams play discipline. They schedule up, and another great coach in the North Coast section.
And a terrific guy. I've gotten to know him over the years. We both coach flag football in next level football for 15 years together. And just a terrific guy. Obviously runs a great program.
Yep.
He puts out not just good players but great kids. And their kid is very similar to the Monte Vista kid. They come from a nice area, they come from a good background, and they're very coachable kids. They're not going to kill you with athleticism. They're going to have a lot of smart players out there. They certainly do have their share of athletes, but they're going to beat you with their heads. And that's Monte Vista's made a living on that for years, and they're facing a similar type squad tonight. What's impressive if you look across the field is the numbers that they put out there for a school their size, a private school which probably only has maybe 400 boys.
Yep.
And they've got probably 60 guys suited up on the varsity squad. That's great numbers in today's football when teams are struggling to get that many people out here.
We will be a little bit more veteran on offense this season to start with on offense, and this is Coach Mazi returning 6 offensive starters as the defending North Coast Section Division II champion Monte Vista Mustangs take the field for the first time in the 2026 season. On defense, newer bunch of guys overall, but fairly athletic, returning 4 starters on defense. Kelly Clifford, John Cook, Colin Toffee, and Johnny Greco. He says we need to play a few games for these guys to establish their identity. And we were talking about those sophomores that are now 3-year varsity players. Big things expected out of Kai Stone on the defense and the offensive line. Was all East Bay Athletic League. Seems like he was just a freshman. Now he's a senior. That's how fast things can go.
Well, and it's going to be a different thing for Kai tonight because Kai's used to playing really just defense. Now he's going to be playing every snap, and his conditioning is going to take its toll tonight. And I think this is for the first time when you go out there and you're playing every snap of a game, it's a whole different ball game. So keeping an eye on him early with the adrenaline, seeing how he's doing because, as you say, he's a huge factor in how Monte Vista is going to do.
The captains, first for Monte Vista, Harrison, Grisham, Mena, and Basha. For Marin Catholic, Hatch, an injured player, Nick Brisbane, a senior. Dayton Trammell, who had a nice season last year at linebacker will get more touches in the out of the backfield. And number 43, Kelly Clifford, another returner for Coach Maz. That's Dave Kataya, who's been officiating longer than we've been associated with Monte Vista football. Great seeing Dave, former chief of police at Martinez, was also head of Pac-12 officials. Then he spent, texting him during big playoff games for ESPN and ABC.
Did a lot of work in the booth as the official that they would go to kind of long before Blandino and those guys. He was the in-booth official for a long time.
To honor America, our national anthem. Our national anthem, Marin Catholic in their white pants and dark blue jerseys out of Kentfield. It's 41 miles, but I'm sure it took a little longer than 41 miles to get here. It's good seeing these teams play each other. We had the pleasure of covering Marin Catholic's baseball team at the Dante Benedetti Classic at Oracle Park in April.
Some real baseball was played then at Oracle Park. There hasn't been much played there since.
When we've gone the last half of the season, we've actually only lost one game, but I'm not going to more games. So Monte Vista will receive, and kicking for Marin Catholic is Bodie Van Pelt. You got Worth and Mena back to return.
And those two are going to have to be all over the field tonight on both sides of the ball. They're big play guys, both sides. They're good DBs and two good wide receivers who are going to be seeing a lot of action tonight.
Last year defensively, Marin Catholic gave up 22.5 points per game. They created 19 turnovers, 14 interceptions, and 5 fumbles. When you pass the ball in practice, offensively, your defense is going to be able to have more reps defending the pass, and we'll have a touchback, and this will start on the Monte Vista 20-yard line. That is the 12th man on the defense, and Monte Vista will start 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. At quarterback is junior transfer Jimmy Lagios, Grisham, Bosham, Worth, and Mena. Roskovinsky at tight end. Lavash, Levy, Campbell, Shee, and Stone are up front for the Mustangs as they break the huddle.
I wouldn't be shocked to see them try to get Worth the ball quickly here. Probably out of the backfield, a little bubble screen. There it is right there. And Zane, we're the dynamic player in the open field. Does a great job of making the first guy miss usually.
So Worth gets the start on the first play on the isolation See how the guys are blocking downfield. It's man on man and Worth. Got to protect that football, but Coach, anytime you pick up 7 yards on first down, you're in biz.
You got to get a little bit better block out of Grant Mina there, and that play would have gone for a lot more yardage.
Reach to the boundary, Worth, and still gains a yard and a half.
I think he put the ball on the ground.
And it's a Monte Vista turnover. Just literally. Okay. So it'll be third down. Clock is winding. Let's watch this replay.
They ruled him down by contact. And I think that's probably a pretty good call.
However,
still got to hold on to the football.
Yeah, you can't use what we used to say in film and in practice. You can't use the football as a prop.
Worth's got to go north-south right there. You get a 3rd and 3, or 2nd and 3, you got to go north-south. Don't try and cut it back that far.
3rd and 1, Mena in the wing. Grish, first down, and he moves the chains.
And Grish does that. He runs north-south. He did it all last year. Did a terrific job.
Last year, 40 carries, 290 yards. That's more than 7 yards a carry. He had one game when he got 100 yards, but the great thing about him, Coach, is that you could just put him in for a play or two and come out. There's no drama. There's so much trust there. One of the smartest players that have put on the red and black out on the hitch to the short side, and it goes incomplete.
Like the timing. Timing was good. He's got to put that on his outside shoulder. He threw a little bit too wide right there. And have to like to see whether Basha ran too many steps. So sometimes that's what happens. Got a little bit excited with his feet. His feet, if you look at it, they got off balance, and that kind of forced that bad throw.
In line up an eagle, Basha at the bottom of the screen, Worth up top. Trap, we love this call, and there goes Grish. First down, Monte Vista. People will yell draw when this is played, when it's called, but it's maybe on JVs, but in varsity, it's the old trap play, Coach.
A terrific second down call. You look at the defensive tackles getting so far up the field, easy to trap. They're expecting a pass at 2nd and 10. Good call by Coach Wingert right there, taking advantage of that situation.
McMicken and Clifford on the edge. 4-man front, 2 with a pause in the ground. 1st and 10 for Monte Vista. Started this drive on their own 20. Play pass. Lagios over the top. He's got a man. Basha. Touchdown! Monte Vista! No flag. 54 yards. I knew I was going to bring it early, but Marin Catholic dropped into their Linda Ronstadt Blue Bayou coverage, and this is what happens. Nice touch, beats the one-on-none, and Basha does the rest.
That's one thing. If you look at that set, you get a lot of one-on-one with the split-in receiver. Monte Vista taking advantage of it early.
Monte Vista, key 3 possession. Check the box. Monte Vista, 7, Wildcats nothing. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt. Ned Milan has over 20 years of experience in the financial industry, serving individuals, their families, business owners, and corporate executives. Ned proactively helps to develop a comprehensive financial plan in order to provide the appropriate investment strategy for clients. This includes retirement and estate planning, asset management, tax planning, and liability management. Please contact 1998 Monte Vista alum Ned Milan to develop a plan for your family. Ned Milan at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life by maximizing your potential for meeting. Our kickoff partner, George T. Schramm Mortgage. Contact Monte Vista football alum and Hall of Famer George Schramm at georgeschramm.com. So I didn't I was quizzing you, and I love our defensive players. Don't get me wrong, parents don't send a letter. I think Monte Vista's best defensive player is Mr. Kerrigan. Coach, he had a lot of touchbacks. Here's that play again. 47 touchbacks last year, and there's the Bosch to the house.
Really good timing on that. Good protection. He got hit right when he threw it, which can be good for that quarterback right now to get into the flow of the game, get hit a couple times. It makes the game slow down.
Schramm in at quarterback. Dayton Trammell behind him in the pistol. They've got an inline tight end, and it's X fast screen and plenty of room to run. And that's an explosive play. Well, actually a 17-yard game. 3 keys. We don't have a graphic, just both coaches sharing turnovers. And that's Marin Catholic win that margin. Tackling and explosive plays. They get up right up on the football. Not a lot of time to show replays. Play action. Seam route to the big sophomore, and he is a load, Coach.
You see how quick his release is. He gets rid of the ball very quickly, knows exactly where he's going to go with it before the snap of the ball. Monte Vista's got to do a better job of slowing those slot receivers down off the line of scrimmage, not letting them get a clean release.
And that's tight end. We saw him in warm-ups, Rowan Albin. And he runs the seam route, presents a big target, and it's pitch and catch for the Wildcats.
One thing you forgot to mention about the young tight end is, as Keith Jackson would say, he's only
a sophomore out of Kentfield, California. Thanks for the reminder, Coach.
I just had to throw you that
I appreciate that. So it's 2nd down and 8. So there's an occasional run to keep you honest for Marin Catholic. And if they scouted the scrimmage on last Saturday, they got to look at Monte Vista and Akalani's 2 future opponents. I know we'd always, it's always great to get out and scout. Bad snap. Schramm is hammered. With rude intentions, the senior played a lot of football here for the Mustangs, Brandon Lavash. And it's 3rd and 11.
Well, it all started with the timing. The snap comes in low. That throws the quick release capabilities in the pass game away. They did a better job if you watch the releases of the inside receivers. They got a hand on them there, slowed them down. They got to do that throughout the game.
Doesn't go on the stat sheet, but senior defensive lineman, we talked about him earlier, Kai Stone, blew up the double team and set up a nice opportunity for the sack. Back shoulder, and it goes incomplete.
And they put the quarterback on the ground. They made him throw it before he wanted to, and that's really good coaching right there. They got him off his spot. He had to throw it before he was ready and before the receiver had made his break. So nice job of getting off the field right there.
Who got there? Is that Grish?
I think it was Gresham. They brought a double-A gap blitz, and they couldn't pick them both up. He came free and was able to force that high throw.
Heels at the 10, please, not on the 5. The important thing here, and then Marin Catholic's having to call a timeout because, so these things came up before I could talk about them. When you don't, I get it, you run punt team, you run all this stuff in practice. It's different in a game. And there's an example. Somebody's not quite focused in, and they're forced to use a timeout. That, could come back to haunt you. Might be harmless, but those are the things, early things where you don't scrimmage, because now we didn't used to get special teams in scrimmages. Monte Vista did last week against Akalani.
Well, and in high school you have so many kids that are on the special team that also play offense, play defense. So you have a lot of different, guys coming and going. In the NFL, college, you've got special teams units that are on the sideline that just all 11 will run out. So you don't see as many mistakes at the higher levels that you do early in the season And there was a little bit of question whether they were going to go for that because they're kind of in no man's land right there. And I think there was confusion as to whether they're going to keep their offense on the field.
And I know your answer. What's the most important thing right here for number 10 back there?
Field the ball. Field the ball right there. Let that thing go. Don't catch it at the 5.
Oh. And he lined up in the 5, and then you don't hand the ball to the official. You're a senior. Let's take care of business. So Monte Vista will come back out, but now they're on the 5-yard line. What you'd like to see a little acting right there, a little drama, selling that catch and letting it get into the end zone versus right where you are on the left hash.
Well, I know in the NFL and in college they tell those guys to line up on the 6-yard line because punters are so good at that level to pin them inside the 10. In high school, you still got to have them line up on the 10. If it goes over your head, let it go. Fake a good fair catch, run to the opposite side, try and draw those guys with you, and let the ball go in the end zone.
K-pass. Deep ball goes incomplete. Good coverage there by Johnny Greco.
Like the play call. That's a great, I love coming out and throwing out of the end zone because they're not expecting it. You try and soften them up a little bit. Good play call by Coach Wingard.
Yeah,
right
safeties.
There. They got a little bit of, it looked like Zane.
It's one-on-one there. But
Zane got caught up with the DB a little bit too much right there. He's got to avoid that contact. It slowed him down.
2nd and 10. Roskovinsky inline tight end on the left. Fleet left. Grish gets right up the field. Gets simple run, but you get 6 yards.
And puts them in a situation where, they can run or throw here. You don't necessarily, and you'd like to get the first down here, at least one first down coming out of your own end zone, just to give yourself a little bit of room. But don't do something crazy here. Don't be afraid to punt the ball away to them. Defense did a good job getting off the
Glad you
field.
brought that up. One of the keys for Joey tonight, finish drives with a kick. Empty here. Maybe quarterback draw. Marin will put pressure on. Shallow cross. And Mena pinballs. And he's running right up the seam. Down to the 35-yard line. That's a 23-yard explosive play by the senior Grant Mena.
On the shallow cross, which we
you
love.
got to be a hero to throw the 0. And then right there, and then he gets right upfield after that collision. And again, didn't have live scrimmaging last week. Talked about tackling. That was one of the keys for Coach Mazzi.
Well, in high school, the thing is you don't get a chance to tackle very much because of the rules. So both teams are going to struggle tackling.
Worth got to protect that football, but anytime you can get 6 on 29 reach into the boundary, just sets you up for success.
And when Coach Babcock mentions 29 reach, that's the outside zone play that we've run here at Monte Vista for years. It's a zone scheme out of your offensive linemen and your tight ends. And what a zone scheme is you have 2 guys working together, and they're not necessarily blocking a man, they're blocking an area. And it's 2-on-2, and depending on what the defense does is going to dictate on how you block it. And the running back reads that, and there's no wrong read. You read those linemen, and sometimes you cut it up, sometimes you don't.
Play action. Lagios does a good job of stepping up in the pocket and makes the smart play and slides down, and he moves the chain. And I want to bring up, did a great job. You talked about blocking an area. Gray Novak was in there. They blitzed off the edge on that, not this play, the play before, and he's able to slide down and cut off that edge blitzer, and the Mustangs get a positive gain, and then the quarterback picks up a positive play. And tell me about what happens to a defense when the quarterback picks down that 3rd down scramble for first down.
I sure like what he did there. And he had his eyes down the field, didn't like what he saw, and he was decisive with his decision, put his foot in the ground, and he went north-south to get that first down.
So there's the fly sweep that might be a prominent run play for the Mustangs, but this time Marin Catholic with the stop, and it's a negative play.
Well, the fly sweep is all dictated off how you block the edge because you're really trying to get to the edge there. And they let him get too much penetration and force the running back on the sweep to cut it up inside, which is where that play is not designed to go.
Not one of those returning starters.
Got one-on-one at the top of the screen if they want it.
Off the edge.
Take that all day long.
Slant,
I talked to Coach Wingard.
But we got a flag. Is this offsides or illegal formation? Yeah, legal formation.
You know, when you get into that set where you have trips to one side and a single receiver at the top of the screen.
He wasn't on the line of scrimmage.
You get a lot of one-on-one. That's no excuse for that. You know what you're supposed to do as a receiver.
You should know the color of the eyes of the outside official there, right?
The official tells you whether you're on or off.
But if you don't ask.
If he has his hand on his chest, you're on. If he has it off, pointing to the backfield, then you're off.
So a potential positive gain is negated by just lining up incorrectly. Quarterback's got to see that and correct that. Second down, bubble draw, Worth fighting for extra yards, and he gets back to the original line of scrimmage. But anybody that's their defensive coaches are going to say a couple of things. But first, tackle the football when 10 has it in his hands.
Basha's got to do a better job of blocking. He came off too slow. He's probably tired from the play before. You got to take every play like it's the last one. He was supposed to block the safety on there, and that's the guy who came up and made the play, turned a 10-yard gain into a 5-yard gain.
3rd and 10. Grish in at tailback. He swings, and that's nearly a pick six. And you know who did a good job defensively besides the player here in front of us is number 27, Michael Guganis. He went with Grisham on the swing. There was really nobody open, but you can't throw late down the middle, and this is almost a pick six.
Well, when that guy drives on it, what you would see is Basha, who's running a deep
Behind
big route behind it. If that guy's driving on it, then you're going to have that guy open. So
it's just like at your barbecue. It's that Travis Bargem bean dip layer route that we love. Kerrigan is such a weapon. This one's inside the 10, and it'll be a touchback.
And a good play by Marin Catholic.
There's selling the play.
But offensively, good job by Monte Vista flipping the field. You know, they had the ball on the 5-yard line coming out. Your goal is get at least one first down.
Bridge IT Consulting, the future of IT, powered by AI, driven by strategy, executed with security. BridgeITConsulting.com. Appreciate Monte Vista alum Matt Baggett's support of Monte Vista football. So it'll be the second Marin Catholic possession on their own 20-yard line with 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Dom Tarantino at the bottom of your screen. Monte Vista fills and rallies to the football. Picks up a couple, maybe a yard and a half.
Great job at the point of attack right there. You know, forcing that ball back in. They set the edge very well, and Gresham was able to step up and force that ball back in.
Grisham, 100 tackles, second on the team. I know he's watching tonight. Torrin Dunphy last season with 16 TFLs. Grish has played a lot of varsity football games here at Sam Zackheim Memorial Field. Looked like there was much to gain there, but a nice job by Carter Matza, one of those returners on offense, and puts the Wildcats in a pretty, fairly comfortable conversion opportunity at 3rd and 5.
Third down nonetheless, which is what you're trying to get them into.
Play action. Nearly intercepted. But you talked about, this is a game of adjustments. You can't allow the slot players to get a free release. And, Coach, nice job here of making adjustments within the game. So important.
Well, and they slow it down. You're not going to every time keep him on the line of scrimmage, but to make him avoid inside makes it a much more –
Ran around him.
Had the timing off. You're looking at a slant like that where it's 1, 2, 3, throw, catch the ball, throw to a spot. And when the receiver gets caught up, it screws up that timing.
Beckett Stevens with the punt. There's 10 yards of lost offense. Now, we weren't fancy. We tried to be with our offense, but our goal, we were happy to get the ball back. There were some years that were challenged defensively. No offense to anybody. We were just grateful to get the ball, but we didn't have a lot of punt returns, but we wanted to make sure that we catch the football because there's another first down that Monte Vista has to pick up because letting the ball roll.
Yeah, the ball hit at the 40. You've got to know that ahead of time. You watch in pregame, you know exactly how far they kick it.
You got one coach is all his eyes are on the punter.
And you fair catch that ball, they got it on the 40. That's one less first down you got to deal with.
Tight end trade with the Mustangs. 1st and 10. Not much there. He dropped the helmet. That's the sophomore, Charles Hawkins, who got called up for the playoffs. But he delivered a load on that run. He got back to the original line of scrimmage. You missed the run through.
I had Charles in class last year as a freshman. Just a delightful kid. Good athlete. I mean, he's not built like a sophomore. He's a big, thick kid who runs well, smart kid. He's going to be a real good player for the years to come.
You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by Jolly Washer or by American Asphalt.
At Court Builders, we create places where those dreams begin, whether it's in a backyard or it's at school or at your neighborhood park. We saw an opportunity here to help bring that inspiration home. For us, it's about creating more than a court. It's about creating a place where families spend time together, where kids build their confidence. We weren't trying to make a commercial about construction. That's not that exciting. We wanted to tell the story of what happens because of the court. It's about parents shooting hoops with their kids after work, friends getting together on the weekends, and young athletes falling in love with the game. We're in the business of creating places where people...
That is, the injured player is Gabe Baker, but he's able to walk off on his own power. It'll be 2nd and 9 for the Mustangs. Basha and Mena at the bottom of your screen. Lagios might be checking and changing the play at the line of scrimmage. The sophomore, Mr. Hawkins.
Really nice job of reading those blocks and bouncing that to the outside. The first cut took him inside, picked up his secondary block, which took him right back out to the outside. Like to see him get his pad level down a little bit. He runs a little bit high, and he will figure it out. And a little bit better ball security.
Especially the first time somebody sharks him. Okay, 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. Reach. Running hard, running high, and delivering a blow. And that'll be a 3-yard gain for the Mustangs. That'll stop the clock. They got the edge sealed.
That's
but a better communication between that run through. They got a chance there, but nevertheless, you love seeing positive 3 or 4 yards on first down.
That was a little bit of what they call a pin pool. Not quite the zone play, but it's a nice mix-up.
Lagios, throw. UPS deliver to Basha, and it's a first down. Monte Vista.
Having good success early on with the play action. And one thing you notice when you watch the film is their linebackers really step up hard with play action, and they don't get underneath those types of routes. So, because it's hard. If they're going to try and stop the run, and Monte Vista's established a little bit of the run, you'll see them step up hard. Now they can't get underneath that route. So, good play design.
And the sophomore, Hawkins, sold it a little bit, held the backer, and that gives big opportunity. Slant route. Is this Monte Vista procedure again?
Dead ball foul, so it must be.
Yeah. Okay, so can we get that a replay where they lined up?
That looks legal to me. I think we get a little jump out of Hawkins up top in the slot.
Yeah.
Just left a little bit early.
And
receiver, a young guy playing receiver in that situation, he's going to make those mistakes.
Terry's not going to, Mr. Miles isn't going to, he's going to call everything. Another one of those long-time officials. screen. Basha wasn't much there. Is that?
I think that was Worth. It was Worth. Trying to set up a little Leo screen right there. Didn't do a very good job offensive line wise.
That's why I went and got new glasses today.
They got to hold that for a little bit longer. They let that guy go, forces the quarterback to throw much earlier than he wanted to. He wanted to hold on to that a little bit and let that develop, but it wasn't there when he wanted to.
It'll be 2nd and 14, ready to go for the second quarter. Monte Vista 7, Wildcats nothing. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt.
Family owned and operated since 1946 as a full-service jewelry store, Spitz Jewelers has remained true to our founding philosophies. Founded on the tradition of service, quality, and value, today we proudly continue that tradition from the smallest request to the most intricate custom design. We love what we do, and with 3 generations of success as our inspiration, we look forward to continuing these traditions into the future. Come see us at 1333 North Main Street in Walnut Creek. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for 75 years.
Start of the second quarter from Sam Zackheim Memorial Field here on the campus of Monte Vista High School in Danville. Another beautiful night here. Season opener. Mustangs wearing their white jerseys lined up opposite of the scoreboard, something similar that we did in 2001 in November because we weren't playing real well at home. So we wore white jerseys. We actually took a bus and we flipped the sides where we warmed up on. And we won, and we never switched back. Yes, we took a bus around the area because we needed to set the psyche with our senior class.
Because we're a couple of yokels.
Hitch route.
Good play call. They got a lot of that back.
Basha gets it just near the 40-yard line. It'll be spotted at the 41. It'll be 3rd down in about 7.
And another gain like that puts you in 4-down territory. So good play call, not trying to get it all back right there, giving them an opportunity to get the first down. If they don't get the first down on this play, if they get 5-6 yards, they'll probably go for it.
Empty backfield. Grisham in the slot towards the Marin Catholic bench. Good protection. Throw. Mena be close. He needs to get, and I think he got it, he needs to get to the 33, and they'll move the chains. He sat down. You'll walk us through us as you always do. Sits down in the zone, catches, and gets right up the field. Monte Vista is going to go no huddle. Good job, Jay. 28 reach. Grish cut back.
Grisham, he's one of the best kids to run this play. He has such good vision. We've talked about it every year. You don't have to be a burner to run this play.
Yep.
You've got to have good vision and understand where the blocks are coming from, and he does such a good job. If you see this from the end zone level, you'll see him cut it all the way back. You see they're over pursuing, and it gets that little cutback lane. And you're not going to get too many 50-yard runs out of this, but you're going to get a lot of these 6-7 yard runs. You take 6 on
first down anytime. Grish lines up to Lagios' right. He'll go in motion. Empty backfield.
Some sort of screen.
Bubble. And it goes incomplete. So we faking the bubble, and it's wide middle screen, and better off just throwing that one into the ground.
Yeah,
you got to sell things, fellas. You can't be in a hurry. It's the opening game. We'll see what happens.
And one thing you'll notice is Marin Catholic's 2 defensive tackles. They don't
rush.
They don't rush too much. They come hard off the edges, but the 2 inside guys don't. So a middle screen like that isn't going to be that effective. You're better off throwing outside screens.
3rd down, probably 4-down territory. Grisham, could they run the trap here? Mena in motion, and this would be Terry's 3rd penalty that he's called on Monte Vista. Set us up again, Jace, for that. And I don't know if we moved early, Shirley, but now it's 3rd and 10. And if you don't, that's fine. You got to line up. These aren't.
Did we get a call on? I didn't even see what the call was.
I didn't see anything unless Grisham was in a 3-point stance and picked up his hand. Trap. Grish picks up a nice gain down to the 26-yard line. You got Kerrigan, who last season was 6-12, as long was 41. This is a point
you might try a freeze play here, try and get a free one out of it.
Coach, what do we do on the freeze play?
What's the count?
You just freeze. And these are guys that get high SAT scores. I digress. Empty backfield.
Going to see something quick out of his hands here if they do.
Timeout. Marin Catholic. We'll take a break. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt.
Lending, based in Danville, specializes in the brokerage of privately funded real estate loans in California with a focus on the Bay Area. Monte Vista Football Hall of Famer Damon Bauer's team at Persevere Lending can help you achieve your financing goals with their array of alternative and unique mortgage options. Damon has a 20-year track record of success and is ready to go to work for you. Go to perseverelending.com to learn about our strategic, creative, and efficient loan programs for residential and commercial properties, and our safe, secure, and lucrative investment opportunities. Persevere Lending, we have capital available for you.
At Golden State Orthopedics and Spine, we want you to get your swing back, get your ride back, get your sprint back. With our top-to-toe orthopedic care throughout the Bay Area, we want you to get your life back. Golden State Orthopedics and Spine, ortho care for life.
4th down. Marin Catholic calls their second timeout. Monte Vista's lined up in an empty backfield. Basha and Grisham, Mena, Worth, and Beach at the top of the screen.
You got an easy throw and catch down here.
Lagios.
That's PI.
And it's Monte Vista first down. Bosch runs the slant.
Little late throwing the ball. If he gets it out of his hands
comes
earlier.
up, but he gets there a little bit early, and it'll be a Monte Vista first down. First, unless I'm wrong, and I've been wrong a lot, first penalty on Marin Catholic. That's a big play here.
Yeah, if he gets rid of the ball on time, I think he's got Basha on the slant early. Holds it just a hair too long, obviously, to get a PI out of it, and it moves the chains, but I do think he's got to get rid of this ball a little bit quicker. Right there. Just a hair late.
So this will put the ball inside the Marin Catholic 20-yard line. 4th and 5, a PI, and the Mustangs in the red zone. Grish in motion.
Could be a quarterback draw here. Nope.
Middle screen.
Same thing. You know, they don't get too
They're
far
not
up
rushing.
The field.
They're not rushing.
They're middle screens.
They're going to, what we used to say back in the day is slow play it. And when you don't get a rush, there's a lot of hands in the passing lane, and that one goes incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, they've got good mileage
now
out of the outside.
So you've run that enough. Do you fake that and throw the wheel off that, or is it a little too early?
Probably, well, a little early, a little too tight right there to run it here. I think you'd run that out and a little bit further out into the red
Bosch
zone.
is getting pressed at the bottom of your screen. Counter tray. Grish cut back. Rambling and a stumbling. It'll be another Monte Vista first down. Down to the 3-yard line. He's such a good football player. Again, he's not going to blow up a spot, the stopwatch. Watches a lot of film, a student of the game, middle linebacker, and then watch him he moves the chains.
Keeps his legs going. He did a nice job of following his pullers.
Got to score here. Got to get 7. And it's first down. Grish. Down to the 1-yard line.
Give it to him again. You know, just keep working him. And keep that clock going.
Play a little defense with your offense. Good push up front there by the Stanks. When there's a lot of white jerseys, contacted dark blue jerseys in the end zone, you've done well. Strong right, Worth. Monte Vista touchdown, 3 yards by the senior Zane Worth. A big pass interference on Marin Catholic extended this drive, and watch Grisham lay some hat and make a nice, easy path into the end zone. And the Mustangs will spread out here, and you can do this when your quarterback is the holder. Kerrigan on with the extra point. He was 50 of 51 last year. He made his first one tonight. Lavash with the snap. The kick is good, and Monte Vista leading Marin Catholic 14-0. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt. Monte Vista 6.5-minute drive, 80 yards, culminated by Zane Worth run into the end zone, and the 12th man of the defense, Kerrigan, kicks it into the end zone. Monte Vista was not perfect on that drive, again, lined up incorrectly a couple of times, but they just regrouped. No panic. First game, but you didn't see any, nervous mistakes, and just Grisham moving the ball and not Lagios with timely passes.
And I really love the progression of Coach Wingert of not panicking and going when it's 2nd and 14, not trying to get – a lot of young coaches will try and get it all back in one fell swoop and put themselves in 3rd and 14. They've done a great job of getting 7 or 8 yards instead of trying to get to 15 and putting them in those situations where they can hit it.
I'm going to ask you a question after this play. The Wildcats will empty the backfield. It'll in window, and Grisham saw this play, and it holds to no gain. So, your first year, obviously you coached before. You're at San Jose State, offense, all those things. But then you had your first year. What is the greatest adjustment into your second year that you had for yourself, confidence-wise, and calling plays that I'm sure Joey's going to follow in that path?
Well, when we first started here, as you well know, there was only 3 of us really coaching, and we had to coach all aspects of it. And it was difficult because when you're on offense, you can't really spend much time.
That's a nice throw and kick. No, it ruled incomplete. Lucas Rodham, one of those returning players, runs up the field. It's a little sprint action.
Great throw. We should get a good look at it.
And he laid this in. There's a good look from our hero cam. The old Redskins sprint left, and this ball is UPS delivered. Yep, good call by the officials. So it'll be 3rd down and 9 here for Marin Catholic.
And they kind of got the natural pick out there. They ran a slant, and then they ran the wheel off that, and you get a natural pick.
What goes in must come out. All right, enough of that. 3rd 9. Monte Vista up 14-0. Opening game. Skrinar throw and dropped.
Really good
wide
play
open
design
on the swing play. Everybody runs in. He's wide open. Skrinar puts it right on his chest.
They release a free release out of your backfield with the back. Sometimes, they formationed him here and got one-on-one on the outside. And when the linebacker tried to get underneath the wide receiver, it left the running back wide open. And really good play design.
You run the in route, and then you swing right off there. And Skrinar did everything he was supposed to, but it goes incomplete. And this time, Monte Vista lines up offside. So now it's going to be 4th and 5. I don't think Coach Mosley's going to go for it. But, again, this is the 4th time combined offensive and defensively where you've just lined up incorrectly. And you gotta make that adjustment. If that was 4th and 4, you're giving a lethal offense another extended possession.
And those are just inexcusable. I mean, you can't do that. You got to
Short punt, Worth, fair catch, beautiful. And Monte Vista will take over on
about the 50-yard line, 49.
On the 49-yard line with 7:43 to go here in the second quarter.
This is the area on the field where you're coming off get a quick sudden change. You could see a little bit of a trick play here or a deep ball. You really try and get a quick one and seize the momentum.
Mena and Basha in front of the Monte Vista bench. Worth goes in motion. And it's a belly screen to him. That might go down as a rush, Coach. Maybe a little lateral look on this. It doesn't matter. Monte Vista picks up 16 and another first down. So you got the ball to Worth on a screen, on a run play. Try to get him the ball. You got him the ball in the first play of the game. That's got to build his confidence.
Well, and
Mena blocking out and not holding guys.
And we talked about throwing the screens to the middle where they're not really rushing a whole lot. Throw those screens to the outside because if they're packing it in that much, you're going to have more opening running lanes on the outside.
Grish, play action, Lagios, deep out route. That's stealing.
Little corner route, little kind of a in between a corner route and a circle out. He kind of sold the post and then went back to the outside. You could see in this formation, and I noticed it on film too, you're going to get one-on-one out there with your wide receiver.
Good luck here.
And Bosch has just got too much experience, and he runs good routes. And if you're gonna do that, they're going to have a long night because they're not going to be able to cover him one-on-one.
Bosch last year, 50 catches, 5 touchdowns. Great defensively. Proud of his brother Cole. Will be playing next week against UCLA. Another year at Cal. Tease out of the T wheel, but it.
A great decision.
Okay, so
great
I know
decision.
People are going to go. He's been brilliant tonight. That's his best throw of the night. Nobody's open. You're in the red zone, Coach. You're giving props in Saturday films on this throw. We've seen him do 2 really smart things: slide after the first down, and here just throw the ball away. It's not there.
This play is designed to throw a wheel to the tailback, and they stay home.
They're all over it.
They stay home, so there's nobody to go to. It's really a one-man route.
Just throw it away.
And he did a great job of throwing it out of bounds. What was the call? What was the call there?
Did he call intentional grounding?
There's a guy there. No, they couldn't have called intentional grounding.
RPO. Lagios gets a little bit of room. It'll be 3rd down and long. So Monte Vista's called for their 5th penalty and, puts them behind the chains. And, again, one of Joey's keys, stay ahead of the chains on offense.
Well, I'm not sure what that call was that put him in 3rd and 10. I mean,
he was near the receiver, so I don't know if it was a hold. And we'll run laps after the game. We'll pay better attention. 2nd and 16. Outside shoulder. Worth slips sliding away. And he's down inside the 15. It'll be marked at the 14. And it'll be a very manageable 3rd and 4. Lagios, where's he? Look at the ball placement here. Bill Walsh would love that. Outside shoulder.
We watched that first play when he threw in the first series, he threw it too quickly. He threw it to the outside, way too far to the outside. he's really gotten comfortable in this game. You can tell that his timing's back.
Two of the better quarterbacks in the North Coast section, junior quarterbacks, playing great football, Schramm and Lagios. Corner throw, Mena threw it only where Grant could get the ball, and it goes out of bounds, and Kerrigan will come on with the field goal attempt.
You know, that's one of those plays you'd like to have that on first or second down, where if it's incomplete, you have a chance to get it on 3rd and 6. You know, you've been making a living off those short things, moving the chains. Maybe call something right there to try and move the chains and then come back to that.
Said and done, it'll be a 30-yard attempt or 31-yard attempt for Kerrigan. One of the best in the state. Bad snap. Lagios fields it anyway. And again, the small things. Lavash, new snapper. Ball kind of rolls back. But Lagios does a good job of just making the play. And we'll come back. Monte Vista 17, Marin Catholic nothing. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV.
Do you need an aggressive and persuasive criminal defense attorney in Contra Costa, Solano, or Napa County? Contact Vincent R. Maher, attorney at law. You can benefit from the dedicated advocacy of an attorney who is one of the rare criminal trial lawyers in the state to be a specialist certified by the California State Bar.
Our kickoff partner, George T. Schramm Mortgage. Contact Monte Vista Hall of Famer George Schramm for your mortgage needs, georgeschramm.com. And Kerrigan just does what he does best and kicks it through the end zone. That's his 3rd touchback tonight. Marin Catholic will come back out on offense, trailing 17-zip to Monte Vista.
And Monte Vista's done a terrific job of sustaining drives, keeping that potent offense off the field. And then when they are out on defense, they've really stepped up on 3rd down to get off the field.
They've kept everybody in front. That was another key for Joey. Keep everything in front, and so far, so good. Schramm will come back. Trammell at tailback. They haven't hit this big sophomore after getting him a touch earlier in the game, and he's on the crossing route there, but it goes incomplete. Had the big tight end on what we used to call naked right as Albin's coming across, but went to the flat receiver, and it goes incomplete.
Well, and he couldn't get his shoulders around. He threw that going away from the line of scrimmage, and it's tough to get anything on that. He certainly wasn't going to be able to hit the crosser. You've got to get going downhill on there. You see he's working backwards. There's no chance for him to make that throw, though. Good job of keeping pressure on the outside, not letting him get up.
So the key there for the quarterback is to attack the line of scrimmage. Then you know you're going to get your shoulders turned. Now the left tackle was in a 3-point stance and lifted up. Monte Vista got called on that earlier in the game. Fake the fly sweep, inside run, and Monte Vista rallies to the football. It'll still be a positive gain. It'll be 3rd down and 4, and Coach Mozzie's not going to panic.
You know, that's the first successful run that they've had tonight. Monte Vista's done a nice job of shutting that run down. They haven't gotten anything on the outside zone plays. We may see them try to attack the middle a little bit more. Monte Vista's not quite as big up front as Marin Catholic is, so they may try and take advantage of that size.
3rd and 3,
in the second half.
Mustangs coming on a blitz and making a nice play. There in space is the senior Andrew Campbell. It'll be 4th down.
Coach Wingert might want to think about using one of his timeouts right here. Make them think about it. Maybe they'll let him come up and show a formation, then take a timeout. But this is a real big call in the game for Marin Catholic to go for it where they are on the field.
They're going to freeze play. I guarantee they're going to snap down. And they have to call timeout unless he's just going to take the delay. Or they did call the timeout. So it'll be 4th down and 1.
If I'm Coach Mazzi, I got to kick this ball. You know, you're getting the ball first in the second half. You don't want to give Monte Vista a short field right here and give them an opportunity to run the clock out and get points at the end of the quarter and go in with all the momentum. Punt this away, play defense, have a good opportunity to score with the next drive, and get the ball back in the second half. I think this is a big risk. Obviously, it's only 4th and 1.
And that's their last time out.
It's 4th and 1, which isn't a lot, but it's risky. You know, and nowadays,
a team that doesn't play under center, which shot there of their huddle.
We talk about it all the time, but it's a little different now. People go forward on 4th down a lot more. They look at those analytics. I don't think this is the time to look at analytics on that.
Willits in Cloverdale don't go analytics.
I don't even know how to spell it.
Unless it's a barbecue recipe. So it'll be 4th down.
And I think, yeah, they do have the team, and they have them out there.
So they're going to play with the little wishbone backfield. Actually, it'll go offset I.
He's not going to get it.
Stopped. And how good were the Mustangs last postseason? They were brilliant on 4th down. Here, rallying to the football. And who gets there first? Roskovinsky, I think, gets there. So is Kai Stone. You grab cloth, and it's a TFL for the seniors. So now it's 3:23. You don't want to give the ball back to Marin Catholic, but if you're going to blow up and get a touchdown, you'll do it. But you're getting the ball in the 29-yard line after the 4th down stop. 28 reach. And a little razzle-dazzle when we got a hold. And this is going to come back. And Werf brings the truck stick, but it's going to be a hold on Monte Vista. And that's what happens because you've got a change of direction and you really got to get your hands inside.
And it's such a slow developing play. You're asking guys to hold those blocks for a long time. And let's see if we can get where that hold was.
Right here.
You know, it's one of those things where I'm a firm believer you can call a hold on every play at every level, every play on somebody.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it was a hold. Just like there is on every
Dave's
other
only
play.
going to call it if it is. He's been doing games for a long time. That was obvious. They turned the shoulder and you gain advantage. So Mustangs, Joey playing a little gambler here, and now it's 1st and 20. But they're not going to panic. Wouldn't be surprised of a run here. And there's Grish. Still stumbling and picks up 4 or 5 yards. Most importantly,
keep that
they have no
moving.
timeouts, so you should be checking in. You've got to explain the rule. You have quote unquote, and those are big quote unquotes. You have 40 seconds in between plays to snap it.
Yeah,
you don't need to snap it. The back judge is going to do a 5-second hand count.
Well, and with no timeouts left,
you're just going to.
You got 2 plays here that you can run. Keep that clock going. Try and milk it down underneath a minute.
But he still
maybe kick a field goal with that.
You still have plenty of time. Worth in motion. They're going to run bubble to him. They do.
Stay in bounds. It's one of those things.
Just walk us through this.
Well, it looks like they didn't call him out of bounds. That clock's still moving. You know, it's kind of like they've done that in the NFL and college now. If you're not forced out.
That's not our guy, Austin Glemme, doing a little home field advantage.
Now it's we got about 8 seconds taken off the clock right there. But good to have Austin back on the clock.
Good to have Austin back.
All right. This is
so
the play.
You stay in bounds because you're behind the chains, and you've also got your 3 timeouts.
You know, 2 trains of thought here. You run the ball, let it go all the way down, and maybe kick the field goal.
Now they're resetting the clock. Should be 2:21.
Yeah.
Did they even see him?
I couldn't hear him.
2. Coach. When the big fella leans with that headset cable, got to pull him back in like a salmon. The coaches have headsets. Tell them what. Right. He might be retired from Monte Vista, but he's going. The clock's good now. We're at 2:19. We haven't even talked to Coach about his retirement. It's been such a action-packed game. All right, everybody's set. 3rd and 8 for the Mustangs. Don't stop the clock here. In route. Big fella. The senior. Nice release. Reed Roskovinsky on the little call this a 4 route. Presents the target and then does the rest. Multiple layers.
Great job of stepping up in the pocket. Good poise, letting it develop. Great protection.
We got a hold on Monte Vista.
Good protection. I mean, as I said, they could call it on every play. I don't know who it was, but looked like a well-executed play. Obviously,
the
Dave
junior
saw something
transfer
different.
Quarterback is when he was warming up, reminded me of a guy that went to Oregon, had a heck of a career here, Jeff Locke. And the clock's run, so it's a dead ball, so they have 25 seconds, not 40 seconds.
Well, and they're not in field goal range here, so get part of it back and try and get a long field goal. Take a timeout and let it run all the way down after you get something out of this.
And with a punt. Ragdolled. Okay, the ball was he was tackled with 1:48, so you don't need to snap this ball until basically 1 minute.
I'd actually just take take the penalty here.
All right.
See, what happened was one of the timeouts earlier in the game was actually Monte Vista. It was the timeout when we lined up and Monte Vista lined up and empty, took a timeout, and then went back out on the field and executed the play. I thought it was them who took it, Monte Vista. It was not Marin Catholic. Marin Catholic did take 2, but they did have 1 left.
In our 55 years of friendship, that's probably the nicest you've been about a mistake I made, and I really appreciate it.
Well,
you're really grown as a retired teacher, by the way.
I know I give you a lot of grief.
And I love it. Trust me. I mean, my skin is thickened by that. So they call the timeout. There's 1:38. You're punting the ball here. But here's the ball hits the ground. Marin Catholic doesn't field it. Do you touch it?
No, let it go until they blow
around
it
it until they blow it down. Maybe kick it towards your bench. He took his time. Fair catch. Nice job, young man. And Marin Catholic will take over.
Well, if they go on,
I'm going to interrupt you. Jake Hainer zips a 37-yard touchdown pass in the game against the New York Jets. I'm sorry. I digress.
No, that's worth it right there. That's
digress.
great. That's good stuff. Taping that game. Going to go home and watch Jake play.
So there's a shot that Jake sent both of us today, and it was Najee Harris and Jake Hainer. I don't know if you've had that, Jason, or we'll come back to it. Their lockers right next to each other. And how often do guys, quality football players, are teammates in the NFL that played their last high school game against each other in the D1 championship and
now playing in the Big Apple.
And then playing in the Big Apple. Substitution, mass confusion. That's 12 guys on the field. Ooh. Skrinar, throw, the big tight end. He got him the ball early. You stay in bounds. Oh, they call him out. So there's
the same play they ran before. That's just a natural pick down here. You'll see the outside slant, and he ends up picking the inside guy off. And really good play design.
Albin, the tight end, that's his second reception. Make a note of that player. He's a release, runs a 4 inside route, throw to the flat, missed tackle, and makes the smart play of getting out of bounds, and that's Carter Matza. 23 receptions for 5 touchdowns last year.
This is
a familiar target. Huge possession. Because it's when we used to talk about this key 3 possession and talking about winners outs. Maybe you still have timeouts to use if you're Monte Vista. You guys need a rest.
Yeah, you got a lot of two-way guys out there. This is a good opportunity to take a timeout, give your guys a rest, especially after an out-of-bounds play when the clock's not going to stop. If the clock's going, do not use a timeout.
You got 40 seconds. At some point, there should be a hand count by the back judge. Grisham looks like he's going to come off the edge here. A lot of time. There's a hand count. Skrinar, throw, dime. The tight end, that's his 3rd reception, all for first downs. Coach, we're watching warm-ups, and that kid just shown out. Presents a big target, and Skrinar with the delivery.
Yeah, he's a big kid. He's getting up there. I'm 6'6", and he was pretty close to my height. Big kid. And he didn't look like a sophomore.
No. A sophomore presents a big target. That's 3 catches for him, all for first downs. Skrinar.
Got to get him off his spot like that.
Breaks the pocket and does a smart thing and runs out of bounds, and a smart play by Domdi of not trying to hit him and get a 15-yard penalty. So it stops the clock. 26 seconds left. Ball on the 41-yard line.
And they've got a good kicker. If they get inside the 35, I wouldn't be shocked to see them give an opportunity for a field goal.
Just a reminder, Marin Catholic will get the ball to start the second half. They won the toss but deferred. Monte Vista playing with 2 deep safeties, Wood and Beach. Trammell offset sidecar to Skrinar's right, flushed out of the pocket, and there's nobody there.
But you can throw it out of bounds now.
At high school. Good rule.
It finally changed that rule. It's a rule that should have been in place long ago.
And I never figured out until after the first time I say that there's no one there. So it's 3rd down and 8. Now, you got timeouts defensively for Monte Vista, but maybe you don't want to give Marin Catholic a chance to strategize.
Well, Marin Catholic, they're in a situation where if they don't get the first down, they can't clock it. They got to get their fast field goal team ready to go if they're going to attempt that field goal. And I'm sure that Coach Mazzi has practiced that. But if they do get the first down, then you'll see them get up and clock it probably.
Because does Albin run the wheel route to the short side of the field out of the slot? 19 seconds left here. Skrinar, throw, and that's a hold.
Yeah.
It's not an interception. That's a good call by the back judge. That's pass interference.
Yeah, and you know what? Honestly,
it's only a 15-yard penalty. It will be a first down.
And the clock is going to stop with 14 seconds. They've only got a couple plays. They've got to throw the ball right here out of bounds.
So the ball's going to be spotted close to the 25-yard line when this all gets done.
So they've got to do some things here. If
they had good coverage, just sometimes you panic a little bit and that ball's in the air.
And if you're Marin Catholic right here, if they throw the ball between the hashes and keep the ball inside, they're going to have a hard time getting up and getting another playoff. That's for sure. So they either have to try the field goal here or throw the ball in the end zone, a couple times. Because if they do throw the ball inbounds, I doubt they'll get up to the line of scrimmage and get a playoff. Not with Austin Glimmy on the clock.
Bodie Van Pelt, allegedly, is their place kicker, and we were watching him kick in warm-ups. You got to watch warm-ups. They didn't get any scout film except last year's film on Marin Catholic, so you got to get here, you got to get ready. Got to also watch the big tight end maybe on a corner route.
I think they're going to keep him in for protection. Yep.
Max protection. Skrinar runs out of bounds. With 7 seconds left.
You got to go for the field goal here. A field goal puts you down 2 touchdowns. You're down 3 scores right now.
Would be somewhere around a 42-yard attempt.
That would be the smart play, is to do that. I don't see how you could get up and get another.
In high school, though, you got to have a lot of trust in and your kicker to attempt that long of a field goal.
Okay, but what are you going to do here? Just throw the lob ball for a touch, throw it into the end zone? That's about all you can do. And if you're Monte Vista here, don't be afraid of a PI. It's only half the distance.
And
15-yard penalty.
One, and the clock runs out. It'll be one play, untimed down. Grisham's lined up in the A gap. Looks like he might blitz. He doesn't. He drops into coverage. Throwaway.
That right there is because he's in the pocket. He can't do that. That should be a penalty.
Okay, so they
got to look at that one again. That should be a penalty because you can throw the ball away if you leave the box. I don't understand why that's not.
Well, I'm not going to be critical, but if you're going to call all the motions in the lineup and it's something like that, so this will be a 43-yard attempt.
He's got the leg to do this. I watched him in warm-ups.
Matza will hold. Van Pelt will do the kicking. Kick is up, and it is good as the half runs out.
Hey, he just eked over the edge there.
Hey, he had his Wheaties, and that what creates for Marin Catholic now is they get the ball to start the second half. You called it, kick the field goal, and that's exactly what Van Pelt did. And that pass interference, giving that 15 yards, came back to bite the Mustangs. There's a good look here. And as Coach just said, all he needs to do is go over that post, and he did just that. So let's recap the first half real quick, and then we'll take a break. Monte Vista scored on their first possession of the game. Basha on a 54-yard pass reception on the Blue Bayou coverage by Marin Catholic, and then Worth with a 3-yard run. And then Kerrigan with the 29-yard field goal, and then Van Pelt with the field goal to make it 17-3. We'll go into halftime. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt. Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV is brought to you by Ned Milan at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life by maximizing your potential for meeting life goals. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for over 80 years in Walnut Creek. Persevere Lending, we have capital available for you. The Maher Law Group, a professional law corporation serving the Bay Area. Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV is brought to you by Ned Milan at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life by maximizing your potential for meeting life goals. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for over 80 years in Walnut Creek. Persevere Lending, we have capital available for you. The Maher Law Group, a professional law corporation serving the Bay Area. Reach them at their new office in Pleasant Hill at 925-489-1500. Court Builders, Northern California, your single source for total sports construction. Contact Monte Vista alum Matt Russey at 925-413-5679 for your total construction needs. Bridge IT Consulting, the future of IT, powered by AI, driven by strategy, executed with security. Golden State Orthopedics and Spine, Ortho Care for Life. Monte Vista Football, celebrating 59 years of Monte Vista football. Go to MonteVistaFootballBoosters.com to make your tax-deductible donation tonight. And American Asphalt, taking care of business in the Bay Area for over 40 years. And George T. Schramm Mortgage. Contact the 1992 Monte Vista alum George Schramm for your mortgage needs at georgeschramm.com.
At Golden State Orthopedics and Spine, we want you to get your swing back, get your ride back, get your sprint back. With our top-to-toe orthopedic care throughout the Bay Area, we want you to get your life back. Golden State Orthopedics and Spine, Ortho Care for Life.
Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Miklich, a sports medicine doctor at Golden State Orthopedics and Spine. I've been head team physician at Monte Vista High School over the past 15 years. I provide prompt specialty care, orthopedic surgery, sports medicine for the injured Monte Vista athletes and all of their families. I also provide sideline coverage for sports such as football. Being the community sports medicine doctor that families can rely upon is also important to me. Taking care of injured Monte Vista athletes and returning them to top form is an important part of my orthopedic surgery practice. I lead a team that includes a certified athletic trainer on campus and the sidelines, and together we provide a level of care for an athlete that would be expected of a Division I collegiate or professional athletic program. We provide a continuity of care that may begin on the sideline after an injury and continue in the office setting. Between me and my colleagues, we treat sports injuries and musculoskeletal problems from head to toe. You may find me or the athletic trainer on the sideline, or you may come see me in the office in San Ramon or Walnut Creek.
Ned Milan has over 20 years of experience in the financial industry, serving individuals, their families, business owners, and corporate executives. Ned proactively helps to develop a comprehensive financial plan in order to provide the appropriate investment strategy for clients. This includes retirement and estate planning, asset management, tax planning, and liability management. Please contact 1998 Monte Vista alum Ned Milan to develop a plan for your family. Ned Milan at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life by maximizing your potential for meeting life goals.
Family owned and operated since 1946 as a full-service jewelry store, Spitz Jewelers has remained true to our founding philosophies. Founded on the tradition of service, quality, and value, today we proudly continue that tradition from the smallest request to the most intricate custom design. We love what we do, and with 3 generations of success as our inspiration, we look forward to continuing these traditions into the future. Come see us at 1333 North Main Street in Walnut Creek. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for 75 years.
Persevere Lending, based in Danville, specializes in the brokerage of privately funded real estate loans in California with a focus on the Bay Area. Monte Vista Football Hall of Famer Damon Bauer's team at Persevere Lending can help you achieve your financing goals with their array of alternative and unique mortgage options. Damon has a 20-year track record of success and is ready to go to work for you. Go to perseverelending.com to learn about our strategic, creative, and efficient loan programs for residential and commercial properties and our safe, secure, and lucrative investment opportunities. Persevere Lending, we have capital available for you.
Do you need an aggressive and persuasive criminal defense attorney in Contra Costa, Solano, or Napa County? Contact Vincent R. Maher, attorney at law. You can benefit from the dedicated advocacy of an attorney who is one of the rare criminal trial lawyers in the state to be a specialist certified by the California State Bar. Contact him at 707-427-2500 2800. 707-427-2800. Vincent R. Maher at the Maher Law Group, a professional corporation.
At Court Builders, we create places where those dreams begin, whether it's in a backyard or it's at school or at your neighborhood park. We saw an opportunity here to help bring that inspiration home. For us, it's about creating more than a court. It's about creating a place where families spend time together, where kids build their confidence. We weren't trying to make a commercial about construction. That's not that exciting. We wanted to tell the story of what happens because of the court. It's about parents shooting hoops with their kids after work, friends getting together on the weekends, and young athletes falling in love with the game. We're in the business of creating places where people truly connect. And whether it's a child taking their first shot, a family spending time together, or a community gathering around sports, those moments happen because someone invested in creating that space. The partnership felt really natural because, we believe in the same thing. It's growing the game, it's making it more accessible to more people, and the Valkyries are inspiring a whole new generation of athletes, especially young girls, who now have a professional team that they can look up to. It reminds us that a great court isn't just something you build, it's something that people get to experience.
Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV is brought to you by Ned Milan at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life by maximizing your potential for meeting life goals. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for over 80 years in Walnut Creek. Persevere Lending, we have capital available for you. The Maher Law Group, a professional law corporation serving the Bay Area. Reach them at their new office in Pleasant Hill at 925-489-1500. Court Builders, Northern California, your single source for total sports construction. Contact Monte Vista alum Matt Russey at 925-413-5679 for your total construction needs. Bridge IT Consulting, the future of IT, powered by AI, driven by strategy, executed with security. Golden State Orthopedics and Spine, Ortho Care for Life. Monte Vista Football, celebrating 59 years of Monte Vista football. Go to MonteVistaFootballBoosters.com to make your tax-deductible donation tonight. And American Asphalt, taking care of business in the Bay Area for over 40 years. And George T. Schramm Mortgage. Contact the 1992 Monte Vista alum George Schramm for your mortgage needs at georgeschramm.com.
At Golden State Orthopedics and Spine, we want you to get your swing back, get your ride back, get your sprint back. With our top-to-toe orthopedic care throughout the Bay Area, we want you to get your life back. Golden State Orthopedics and Spine, Ortho Care for Life.
Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Miklich, a sports medicine.
That's a good shot, Jason. That is a shot that Jake Hayner sent to both of us today. That's Jake Hayner, Monte Vista alum, went to Fresno State, was with the Saints, and he's now with the New York Football Giants. Had a nice game tonight. And then that's Najee Harris out of Antioch and went to Alabama, was with the Steelers, the Chargers, coming off an injury. Najee got, I think, about 9 or 11 carries tonight. Hayner threw for a touchdown. I think he was 6 of 7. And we were talking about how rare it is for two guys that played their last high school game against each other get to play as teammates. And that's a dime throw for a touchdown. And then we also, our Hall of Fame class just got, Jason will come to that. I put Jason through a lot of stuff, and he's doing things wonderfully. He'll go find that for later on. No problem. 17-3. Great job by Marin Catholic. It just gets something before the end of the half. And we talk about the key 3 possessions. And all in the team in football, both teams have key 3 possessions. The first possession of the game, last possession of the first half, and the first possession of the second half. So Monte Vista on their first possession, Coach, they scored a touchdown. Their last possession, they gave the ball back to Marin Catholic. Marin Catholic didn't score in their first possession, but scored on their last possession. And if they could come out here and score, statistically, it's our analysis, analytics, if you will. You score 2 of 3 on your key 3 possessions, and you're even or plus on the turnover margin, you win a lot of football games.
Yeah, and you hear about it at every level. I mean, Kyle Shanahan talks about it with the Niners. He always a big believer of he wants to finish the ball, the half with the ball in his hands, whether they're scoring, kicking a field goal, or just killing the clock, not give the opportunity to the other team to have the ball at the end of the half and get the ball back immediately in the second half. So both teams are going to have an opportunity to get that third score on a possession because they're both going to get an opening possession here this quarter. But Monte Vista really kind of got behind the 8 ball. They were going to score. They were moving in. They were in field goal position, and then the penalties put them back. And those are the things, if you look, I believe that there's only been one penalty for Marin Catholic. It was a costly one, but they've had multiple penalties for Monte Vista.
2 holds and 5 just lined up offsides on defense.
Pass interference
and other procedures, and then the PI, which helped them get the field goal.
Well, and it's not so much the points as it is the momentum. The momentum that they felt going in at halftime. Okay, hey guys, we're right back in this. We scored 3 points. We're right back in this game.
Kerrigan doing what he does. And this Marin Catholic offense will start out on their own 20-yard line. And Schramm did a nice job in the first half, but his favorite target is sophomore Rowan Albin, and he was open early and often.
Yeah, and I think they're going to try and get the ball a little bit more to the big fella in there, the young tight end. They've had good success with him on the underneath routes, and that's what I think they're going to go to, some of this quick stuff. They haven't had a lot of success throwing the ball down the field, but they have had some success throwing the underneath stuff.
So we got a lot of people. We got family watching tonight. My sister Patty and husband Steve watching from Lake County. Thanks for texting. And
Patty's one of the few that can challenge me with music trivia.
Yes, very good. 1st and 10, Schramm throw, going for the deep shot, and it goes incomplete. Good coverage by Worth, looking to hit Jackson Ahern. But good coverage by Worth, and no doubt Marin Catholic taking a shot there, but good coverage, decent push up front. Good coverage all across the board. Yeah. White jerseys on the dark blue jerseys.
I mean, that was a good ball. He maybe put a little bit more air on that. He threw it on the line, and when you throw it on the line, it's got to be such a precise throw. Give the opportunity maybe for the receiver to go up and get a 50-50 ball by putting more air on it.
Now this is an inline tight end. Mena looking like he's in press coverage, might bail. Schramm changing the play at the line of scrimmage. Mena bails. Fly sweep motion, and Monte Vista does a great job. And we're going to play the Jaws theme for Grisham as the carry goes to Matza. But watch 33 come flying into your screen. Ba-bum. Watch 33. And the wrap and the finish. And it's 3rd down and 10.
Well, great job by Kyle Domdy setting the edge right there, though, forcing that play back in so that Gresham could hit the run through right there. That's really what you're.
When linebackers can run
defense.
freely like that, you're going to win 90% of the time. So it's 3rd and 10. Monte Vista drop into a deep 2-safety coverage. Throw out here to Trammell. And Basha with the tackle in the open space. And the Mustangs get the stop. And Marin Catholic is forced to punt.
Really nice
2 times tackling in the open field. Go ahead, Coach.
Well, I think what Monte Vista did a great job there was disguising the defense. They showed one look, and then right before the snap backed out of it. Now, Marin Catholic's offense is dictated. Coach Mazzi will sit over there, and he'll read what's happening defensively. He'll make the call from the sideline. He made the call. Monte Vista switched defenses, and the call was not correct offensively. Because
show and go. Worth's got to catch this, and he does. Great field position for the Mustangs to start the second half. Bridge IT Consulting, the future of IT, powered by AI, driven by strategy, executed with security. BridgeITConsulting.com. So it'll be 1st and 10. The Mustangs get a stop. And 2 plays they made out in space. Pretty impressive, and great field position here at your own 45-yard line. Tight end trade. Roskovinsky and Mena trade, and then we got the motion. Worth, fly sweep. Bubbles in, bubbles out. The safety is running downhill, and then he just stopped. There's a swing and a punch. But everybody in the stands sees it, but the officials don't.
Well, and it's one of those things. He's trying to punch the ball out. He's not trying to punch the man. It looks worse than it is.
How about Worth? That ball still just carrying out there in space.
We had a guy, by the name of Nate Landman. That would look pretty bad right there.
But Nate would actually make contact. Led tied the NFL in caused fumble. Speaking about running backs running or linebackers running downhill. Mena, play action, throw. He's got a receiver.
More air. Same thing.
If that's in the first quarter, it's probably a perfect pass. But now you get here in the third quarter, your legs, you get a little sea legs, and that ball you just got to put a little bit more air. But that's got to be scary for the Marin Catholic defensive backfield and the defensive coaches.
Well, you see, that's a route that's designed to beat that coverage. That coverage right there is what they call 4-cross coverage, where you get the safety to bite on the number 2 receiver that leaves one-on-one on the outside.
Lagios this time checking and make sure guys are lined up correctly. It's 3rd and short. Don't get off the football very well, but Grish doing what he does best. Moving the chains, another explosive run, and he taps the helmet, means get me out and get a new running back in, but Grish, and he's, besides just leaving the field, he's making sure that we have a running back, and that'll be coming in is Avantes O'Donnell. Naked, play action pass. What do you got here, Coacher?
Yeah, I'd probably, with a new back in there, hasn't gotten a lot of reps, I certainly wouldn't probably give him the ball here. I'd probably throw something quick, try and get it out to Worth.
Mustangs in flank. Mena on the wing. It shows you what we know. Hey, the Stings will take the 3.5, maybe 4 yards on that run. Again, having the trust of come into the game, boy, I misjudged that one. We'll give him 2 yards. Protect that football. They said to attack the football and go and punch it. They didn't on that play, but we certainly know that Parker did in a couple of carries ago. Look at the moon trying to break through the clouds over Mount Diablo. Play action. Nice job by Lagios. And just get something, and his teammates there to help him out, and then we've got a penalty. Is this one on the Wildcats? Coach Lagios fakes, isn't there, and just makes something, makes a positive gain. It's a personal foul, and the Mustangs will get the first down. Second time tonight they've got a first down on penalties.
He's looking left. Wants to throw the quick out, but the corner's sitting outside, so he pulls it on. Too much leakage inside. Lineman, in a three-step drop like that, you got to be much more aggressive up front.
I don't
know about that call, but
he held him up. And he held him for ransom. I was going to go Eagles there, but speaking of knowledge, flank formation, and then we got a tight end trade. Roskovinsky and Mena work the right side. Positive gain. Downhill.
Yeah,
Mustangs have had 4 different tailbacks touch the football tonight.
And that's a play that really shouldn't go anywhere. With all the shifting right there, the Marin Catholic did not adjust, which meant Monte Vista should have been running the ball down here. You see that they don't have a guy to block 28 up top. And he just kind of stands there and doesn't do anything. Should have made the play in the backfield. And so that's something that Coach Wingert's got to see now. Hey, when we make that shift, they're not adjusting. We just got to run towards the shift.
Levy, Campbell, Shee, and Stone doing a nice job up front for the Stangs. 2nd and 6, 28 reach. Worth cuts back inside the 5, down to the 1-yard line.
Got to hold that ball, tuck that ball away. That's twice that ball's come out on him. I know it hit the ground. He was on the ground, but that's twice it's come out.
So the Stangs knocking on the door for Pater to make it 2 of 3 on key 3 possessions. Do you run the sneak here, or do you run offset I following Grisham?
I'd give the ball to Grisham. Give it to him on a little
Grisham is
dive.
in fullback here.
Still give it to him.
Oh, the ball's on the –
That's good. Nobody was set.
So what happens in that goal line, you've got a lot of bodies in there. And you're going to – traditionally we're going to go on first sound. But when you go on first sound, you got to make sure that everybody is set.
Well, that means they got to run up to the line of scrimmage. And that was borderline right there. I mean,
how about the quarterback did not like the handoff, and he just kept it and got into the end zone. But now it's going to be first and goal from the 6-yard line.
There's a certain team that, up in Concord that never gets set, and that would not have been called on them. But I'm not going to mention names.
Witten and Treat. Basha will split out left to the weak side.
Give the ball to Grisham here.
Grisham.
First down and goal.
Mena double motion, no call. Naked. Just throw it away. You don't want to take that sack. Once you pull up, you have no chance. Right?
Yeah, that's one right there that I know Coach Wingert's going to lose sleep over, making that call on first down. When you're running the ball at will on these guys.
So you were first and goal at the 2-yard line, and now you're second and goal from your own 14. They've had adversity tonight. Here you got to make sure you get some kind of points, right? Obviously you wanted to get a touchdown.
Well, this is
you got to manage this situation. Empty backfield. Roskovinsky, Grisham, and Worth at the.
You got Basha on the slant out of number 2 down here if you want it.
Mena in window. And just look at the effort by Grant Mena. He's down. Boy.
Great job by Grant.
Can-do attitude by 14 here. Had 38 catches last year for 4 touchdowns. That time they rushed. But we missed.
Got to keep playing the game, though. Andrew Campbell had a chance
the center had a kill shot, but you want to just occupy,
if
right?
If you don't get him, go get somebody else. You never know.
Don't stop on the football field. So, hey, it's 3rd and 5. 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line. Make sure everybody's set, and they're not, and Joey calls a timeout, and we'll take a timeout. You're watching Monte Vista Football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt. Ned Milan has over 20 years of experience in the financial industry, serving individuals, their families, business owners, and corporate executives. Ned proactively helps to develop a comprehensive financial plan in order to provide the appropriate investment strategy for clients. This includes retirement and estate planning, asset management, tax planning, and liability management. Please contact 1998 Monte Vista alum Ned Milan to develop a plan for your family. Ned Milan at Morgan Stanley, seeking to help you simplify your financial life by maximizing your potential for meeting life goals. There's a good look at the Marin Catholic bench. Coach Mozzie going over with his guys. Big play here, because if you hold to a field goal, you don't want them to score, but you hold them to a field goal when they had first and goal from the 2-yard line.
Well, but if you're Monte Vista, don't do something crazy here. If it's not there, take the points. I think that, I wouldn't be shocked if you see a little trap right here too. Trap's not good this close to the end zone, but the way they're lined up, you could see it.
Mena in motion to the wide side of the field. 59 sprint.
Wide open, has it.
Going, cuts it back down to the 4. He had Mena, but you got to throw it right away.
Yeah.
There's a little pick play down here.
Yeah,
and Grant had a brief moment when he's open.
If you're going to throw that,
there's a good look
you
at it.
got to throw it right away. You throw it
didn't get
there.
Didn't get the rub.
Right now.
Roscovinsky didn't get that little flipper, or he would have been wide open. And as we used to teach the boys, trying to make it a little fun, you can't have good ribs without a rub. You can't have a 58 or a 59 sprint without a good rub. So it'll be a field goal attempt for Kerrigan. He made one earlier. This is a 21-yard attempt. The kick is no good, and that is a big stop for Marin Catholic. So Monte Vista, 1 of 3 on key 3 possessions, and they've made some mistakes tonight, but this is the first time it really cost them.
Yeah, well, the last 2 drives, penalties have cost them from getting points. Well, here they had the opportunity to get the point, but the first half, that last drive, same thing. But once again, nice job of controlling the ball. They milked a lot of time off that clock.
They took the ball with 10:27, Coach. Great eyes, 6:11 of possession time. And in high school, the ball will start on the 20-yard line. We saw Coach Mozzie throwing the vertical route on their first play from scrimmage. 4:16 left here in the third quarter. Skrinar showing why he's one of the top quarterbacks in the Bay Area. Just a junior. Got to watch that weak side pass. 4-yard gain on the inside run by Trammell.
Yeah, not a lot of imagination in the run game with them. It's just pretty much straight at you. They try and run a little.
You can't get so far upfield. You can't get so far upfield, and then you create those running lanes right behind you. So it'll be 2nd down and 5 for the Wildcats. They are a Division VI team. They play in the Redwood Empire Adobe League. They're with Cardinal Newman, who's coached by Kenny McMillan this year. Fly sweep, run to the bench, and running downhill and making the play is Dom D.
Yeah, that's one of the first times they've actually gotten to the edge. And, they haven't gotten to the edge much tonight. And still, they only picked up 2 yards. So not bad defensively.
Rodham with the carry, but look at the right jerseys running the football. And it's 3rd down and 3. This would be a big stop for the Mustangs. Clock running here at Sam Zackheim Memorial Field. I'm Chris Babcock with my partner in crime, Craig Bergman. Our 9th season of streaming Monte Vista football, and that's an easy first down. Again, not creative. You don't have to be when you get a hat on the inside run, and that'll move the chains for Marin Catholic. Ball will be on the 35-yard line.
Yeah, and it's obvious here that they've come out in the second half and said we need to run the football. And part of that is to try and keep Monte Vista's offense off the field, because they've been moving the ball at will.
Unless something crazy, my 60-point prediction is out the door. Motion across the formation, inside run, bounced out, but still effective 6-yard gain. Then he's going to pull that bootleg, and you better keep your eyes out of the backfield and not allow a receiver to get behind you. Good push up front by that Marin Catholic offensive line led by Chase Hatch.
A fairly substantial advantage in size.
Big time.
Up front.
Light hands here. It's going to be a pass. Skrinar, throw over the middle, and the tight end out of his reach. He had Albin open, but overthrowing him, he was open on the little in route, the little skinny post from the tight end. So it's 3rd down here and 4.
He had him, but Bishop did a nice
coverage.
job of diagnosing that play. The question is, if 4th and 1 was 4-down territory, 4th and 4 at this point might be as well for them.
Taking a lot of time. You got 40 seconds. Still haven't seen the back judge with a hand count. Motion of the fly sweep, and TFL. Mr. Basha making an appearance defensively. He had 5 TFLs playing linebacker this year, and he read this like a book, and he's running downhill. Walk us through it, Coacher.
Oh, he did a nice job. He wasn't blitzing. He saw it. He saw it coming. He saw the down block out of the receiver, and he shot the gap. And, it's a good thing he made the play. There's a little running room behind him.
We had lookout blocks, and here's a late arrival on Wildcat Airlines.
They had the guy come from the outside.
It didn't come to the hash mark, but what would we know?
A good punt. Don't let it hit the ground.
Worth catch. He's got a little bit of room, the 30, 35.
Hold on to the ball.
And gets the ball to the 40-yard line.
Well, Monte Vista has the opportunity here, run one play and get it to the 4th quarter, which is what they should do right now. They've got the time on their side, so take advantage of the clock.
Go a little Rolling Stones on me?
It is on their side.
Pretty moon, we'll get a shot of that at some point, peeking through the clouds here in the Diablo Valley. And here come the Mustangs.
Last night there was a full lunar eclipse. I don't know if you noticed that.
We did. My wife being a geography major, she's always on top of those things.
Well, it wouldn't be geography.
Well, it is. The moon setting is kind of geography, believe it or not. But I flunked geography, so maybe I'm not the one to answer. Grish gets 5 yards. I give him 4.
It'd be more astronomy.
And no, I get the stars are astronomy.
Anything in the outer spaces.
But she loves the stars. Got the program on her phone. I think we are going to go to the – and Lagios is asking, do we have to snap it?
No, you do not have to snap it. Keep them in the huddle. Should have just stayed in the huddle.
This is what's called winning football. And everybody raise your hands. We're going to the 4th quarter. Monte Vista 17, Marin Catholic 3. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV.
Family owned and operated since 1946 as a full-service jewelry store, Spitz Jewelers has remained true to our founding philosophies. Founded on the tradition of service, quality, and value, today we proudly continue that tradition from the smallest request to the most intricate custom design. We love what we do, and with 3 generations of success as our inspiration, we look forward to continuing these traditions into the future. Come see us at 1333 North Main Street in Walnut Creek. Spitz Jewelers, making memories for 75 years.
Bridge IT Consulting, the future of IT, powered by AI, driven by strategy, executed with security. BridgeITConsulting.com. And we know he's watching. We're going to give a little love to Matt Russi in our next timeout. Fourth quarter here in Monte Vista. Can they salt this one away? Grisham has got 65 yards coming into this carry, but then we've got another flag. And that's Terry Miles' sixth flag he's thrown tonight.
I don't see a flag.
I do, right at the 50-yard line on the 0. So usually when the line judge is throwing a flag, it's a wide receiver holding a jersey. And we'll let Dave Kataya with the signal here. Maybe. So it's the spot of the foul. So it'll be second down and 9. Court Builders, Northern California, your single source for total sports construction. Contact Monte Vista alum Matt Russi at 925-413-5679 for your total sports construction needs. You do you, Matty. Second down, and you can see from the video earlier in the game, the Court Builders does their thing. Nobody better. Second and 9 for the Mustangs. Play action pass. Lagios going over the top. Basha with a catch.
Nope.
Oh, great defense. Coach.
Stayed with it.
Van Pelt stayed with this ball, and he worked his hands right between Basha's, right into the football. He's got him. It's a well-thrown football. Basha goes up and gets it. But a nice job by Van Pelt just playing through the football. Big play defensively.
That was a great ball and a great job of Basha going up, getting it at the high point, and a great job defensively of staying with the play all the way through to the ground.
Two good football players making a play, so it's 3rd and 9. Marin's lining up here defensively. Lagios throw to the sidelines. Basha, first down, moves the chains.
Once again,
that is not an easy throw. This is our old 3 route, but you throw it. He's throwing it from the right hash.
And Van Pelt's a little hobbled right there, and that's a big thing. He's also their kicker.
Good call.
It's his right foot.
First down for the Mustangs. The hold didn't cost them. Play action. Lagios.
Yeah. I like how they went right after the new guy,
Didn't like the play. And look at him run up the sideline and protect himself and get out of bounds and picks up 9 yards.
Well, I like what Coach Winger did. He went right after the new corner. You know, Van Pelt's out of the game, run the same play. Kid did a nice job. I thought he had a chance.
A lot of Marin Catholic kids hitting the top of their helmet and trying to get a sub in. This kid can play, and he is just a junior.
Yeah, he's got a lot of savvy to him. He does a nice job of recognizing when something's not there.
Flashbacks to Jeff Lockey back in the day.
Jeff might have gone 70 yards, though, right there. Touchdown.
Yes, true. Grish, cut back, gets the first down.
Yeah, you know, I think
Grish had a 100-yard game, and I think he's going to get one this game, Coacher.
Not a real hot night, but hot enough, and much hotter than what Marin Catholic's used to. And you see a lot of slow-moving guys out there, and a lot of different numbers. Like you said, they're putting new guys in and out. I see a lot of people.
A lot of guys waving to the sideline, hitting the helmet. And that's advantage, I think, of the Mustangs scrimmaging last week.
Yeah, and just practicing in this weather. Tuck the ball
Stays
away.
in bounds. Doesn't get much of a gain. But when you cut back, O'Donnell protects the football, the senior. And, again, still a couple of yards, stays in bounds. Clock continue to wind. Basha in. Elijah Wood in.
I think we're going to see either
A lot of New
empty
jerseys
or
here.
Worth probably in the backfield in this play.
Lagios gets the play from Joey Wingert out here doing the girl dad thing before the game with his daughters. Great to see. Lagios directing traffic, getting Worth to line up where he's supposed to. He does, takes his time, everybody's set. Mustangs ready to go here on 2nd and 8. Lagios.
Nope, go
Don't
north-south.
run sideline. That's when you get hurt. But still positive gain. If he just goes forward, you're not being critical, picks up a couple extra yards, but anytime you hesitate on the football field, especially the quarterback, dark blue jerseys are hunting.
Well, and they don't carry the ball as much, and so they're not conditioned to just go north-south.
So when he runs outside, he doesn't get the help. He had Stone ready to make a block, but didn't have that opportunity. But anyway, still positive play. 3rd down and 6 for the Mustangs. Maybe an in-out combination here on the left side with Mena and Basha.
Have a chance to get
Wildcats blitz. Throw. He's got Basha. Wide open. Touchdown. Monte Vista. Lagios to Basha. And the Mustangs take the 23-3 lead. This is the old Holiday out and up, Coach. Basha pushes upfield, in, out, throw. And this is Linda Ronstadt. Blue Bayou coverage again, but Joey attacking the new corner for Marin Catholic. Van Pelt was out of the game, and Cole Merritt came in, and he took a big bite of the cheese. You play to win the game. Monte Vista 24, Marin Catholic 3. There's one more look at it. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt.
At Golden State Orthopedics and Spine, we want you to get your swing back, get your ride back, get your sprint back. With our top-to-toe orthopedic care throughout the Bay Area, we want you to get your life back. Golden State Orthopedics and Spine, ortho care for life.
George T. Schramm Mortgage. Contact the Monte Vista Football Hall of Famer for your mortgage needs at georgeschramm.com. Another touchback. So your offense starts on your own 20-yard line again.
You know, you go back to that touchdown pass, and Monte Vista twice on 3rd down has completed the out route to Caden Basha,
right,
to pick up the 1st down, and now they run the fake, the out and up on a new corner.
Through it again.
On a new corner, and a really good play. Great time to call that too, with a new corner in there, and you've run that play multiple times. And now that puts Marin Catholic's behind the 8 ball. They've got to throw it now. They've been trying to run the ball, and what that's done is take a lot of time off and not scored any points. Now they're down 3 scores. They've got to start getting after it and pick their tempo up.
But if you're Monte Vista and you're in the defensive backfield, don't bite on the cheese. Don't bite on a double move. Just sink. Skrinar, 58 sprint, and he'll run it. But a nice tackle on the open field. Another guy playing both ways is Andrew Campbell. And you'll give that up all day long. It's just a 6-yard gain.
And I know Coach Kirkpatrick has mentioned it to everybody out there, don't bite. I know you hit it on the head. And I know Connor Kirkpatrick, and he's very good with that.
Don't bite on a double move. They complete a 15-yard pass, you'll live with it. Trammell, tackle, it'll be 3rd down.
You know, and this is just taking a lot of time off the clock. I don't really see a sense of urgency out of Marin Catholic when you're down with 7 minutes to go in the game. You're down 3 scores. This is go time.
3rd down and 2 yards. His favorite target tonight has been Albin, the sophomore tight end. Other than that, the Mustangs have kept everything in check. They've kept everything in front so far, except for the one deep pass. Bingo! Another TFL for Justin Grisham.
And they blitzed right into it, and nobody touched him.
I'm going to go a little Jaws theme. They had Jaws lottery cards today, tickets I had to buy. Watch 33 run free. Boom, and brings the heat, lift, and sink. Well done.
Yeah, they're
going to go for it.
They've got to go for it. If they want to win this football game, they've got to go for it. They may run a freeze play. I mean, which is what
it's 4th and 4. That's the time to do it. But we got to see it. The back judge here is going to count.
Nah, he hasn't counted yet.
Boy,
tonight.
it's taking a long time.
That's okay. Let them take as much time as they want. If you're Monte Vista.
Throw to the boundary, incomplete. So it's 6:26 left. So Monte Vista will get the ball. And we want to congratulate our newest class of Hall of Famers. Ignore me. Bob Greger, we got to meet Bob, was also a Monte Vista Hall of Famer. He tackled Walter Payton.
Yes, he
I'll just
did.
leave it there.
And just what a terrific guy.
Oh, my goodness. Jake Hainer played with the Giants tonight, had a nice game. Tommy Hogue talking about running backs could finish. And then one of our favorites, Peyton Henry, the all-time leading scorer in the history of University of Washington. Grish cut back when the guys are tired. And people congratulate me. Hey, you deserve this. You know what? For 30 years, it's been a Hall of Fame experience. We got to celebrate your retirement, had a lot of guys come back, a lot of great stories being told. We got a chance to talk. And how fortunate, I'm not just talking about the guys in college football and NFL. I'm just talking about all in general, from the Casey Donovans, the Ned Milans, all these great players we've been able to coach over the years. They've just been like family to us, and it's 30 years worth of great football and great experiences, and gosh, so many great guys. Your barbecue was a blast.
That was a lot of fun. I saw a lot of guys I hadn't seen in a while, and
Steve Kelly,
and just enjoyed the heck out of it. It was a wonderful day.
Ned, you got Cookie was there. Just never gets old. 29 reach. Boy, I think that's a face mask.
You got it. They got it. Dave called it. The one guy we got to get in, he's got to be in, and this is Jeff. We mentioned him as Jeff Locke.
Oh, my goodness.
Jeff Locke is a Hall of Famer in all senses of the word, not just as a player, but as a person.
Well,
but as a player, ridiculous. MVP of the league.
Yep. I think
Terrific
I broke
player.
his freaking neck. And another guy, and he was, we got all these stories from and quotes from a lot of players starting in our first year all the way through. And one was Adam Kiefer, our first player that got a full ride scholarship. Adam had a great career here. If we had the rule now, he would have been playing varsity as a 14-year-old and got a win in the Hawaii Bowl, graduated. And I remember reaching out to Adam.
Team captain,
reaching out to Adam and say, hey, we're honoring coach. And he says, thanks for honoring. I go, Adam, the book doesn't get written. You're the first page. And Chris Lum, who does such a great job of putting that together, indeed put him on the first page. All right, back to the ball game here. Tight end trade. O'Donnell sees a little cutback there and gets down to the 5-yard line. You want to score, get the touchdown here, and this is called finishing.
Well, and you just see a lot of heavy legs on the Marin Catholic side right now. A lot of hands on the hips. They're tired, they're gassed, they're down. They haven't performed very well tonight defensively, and Monte Vista's worn them out.
And it hasn't been a perfect game for the Mustangs, but the adversity they've faced offensively, they've been able to work through it. And Grisham, that's a negative run for him. Too much penetration off the edge. But what's that scream out to you? Do you come back with? But it's tough on third down.
Well, yeah, and right here, I wouldn't be surprised to see a trap, possibly a little draw or something inside. Keep that clock moving. If you don't score a touchdown, get it down to 3 minutes, kick the field goal, and that puts you up a pretty good that puts you up, 4 scores.
And all of our partners, you got the Spitz family, you got Damon Bowers, over and over. Keep it in the family. Grish. And back-to-back negative plays for the Mustangs. That man's tired and playing his ass off. And he's going to come out, and I don't blame him.
Well, I think what they're going to end up doing is taking a timeout and then kicking the field goal.
Yeah.
They're going to let it go all the way down, take the timeout, kick the field goal, give them a chance to rest a little bit.
Justin's got to be near 100 yards. I mentioned last year he had Torrin Dunphy tailback when Henry got hurt, and then Grish would come in for him. Texting with Torrin today. Great hearing from that young man. Talking about one of our favorite players. We got a lot of favorite players. We're that way.
Why is the clock still running?
Well,
Austin on the clock.
Austin on the clock. We love it.
Hey, well, they just took the 5-yard penalty. Not sure why we would do that when you have 3 timeouts.
No, we all learn. This will be a 32-yard field goal. Grisham is 1 of 2 for tonight. Need a good, clean snap. They get it. The hold, the kick. And it's good. So Kerrigan puts the Mustangs up 27-3. And you finish and go over the key threes. Finish drives with the kick. That means you haven't turned over the football. Things to work on, but boy, the adversity, a lot of it's been self-inflicted with lining up incorrectly. You haven't in the second half. Good thing. But great to see them come in and get a drive there at the end of the towards the end of the game to salt this one away.
Well, and Monte Vista has been the more physical team. They've gotten a few penalties with some physicality, but they're getting after it, and they've played from start to finish. They have had too many penalties, that's for sure. And the self-inflicted ones where you're lining up offsides, jumping offsides, those are the ones you got to correct. The holding calls you can't do much about because, like I said, they could call holding on every single play somewhere.
Kerrigan with a breaking news, another touchback. And if you're starting every drive from your 20, puts a lot of pressure on any offense, but especially, a high school offense.
Well, and you talked about a guy that did it as good as anybody, Peyton Henry. There was times when I actually toyed with the idea, and I know I wouldn't have done it because it's not the right thing to do, is to just put him out there with no coverage team and just let him kick it in the end zone.
Confidence. And you know what I loved about Peyton, and he texted me today, and I'm happy for him being in the Hall of Fame. The only Monte Vista Mustang to ever score in the Rose Bowl is he had thick skin. We could just throw out the flat to the big sophomore tight end, and he'll move the chains again. Is that we would have yelling, screaming at him, put him in pressure, and just work through it. Yeah. And the best recruiter we ever had as a player, Jay Kaner, made sure that he came out and played football.
And we've been around kickers a long time, and kickers are a strange breed. Not Peyton.
No.
Peyton
Pop pass to the big tight end, and he goes another first down. He's got to have close to 100 yards in receiving. And college coaches, you're watching, start sending your notes, and I'm sure you already have. Rowan Albin, and we know our tight ends. We've had a lot of good ones here, obviously, Zach Ertz. And our last, coach, you got Cromie.
Jack Endries.
You got Jack with the Bengals, played for Coach Russie Trammell, down to the 16 or the 26-yard line. No quit in Marin Catholic.
Monte Vista's got a lot of new bodies in there. I love what Coach Wingert's doing. Don't panic because you're giving up some yards. You're up with a minute and a half to go. You're getting some other guys some opportunities to play. Don't get somebody hurt that doesn't need to be in there right now.
But your one group that you're going to have ready to go is your hands team. Play action, wide open. Down to the 2-yard line. Matza again, he's open. Matza down to the 1, and here comes Marin Catholic. Double move, and they took the cheese.
Skriner a little hobbled right now. He's got an ankle issue right here.
The Mustangs got to him early. Set the impression. And Marin Catholic Skriner is definitely limping along. They score in 1 minute and 33 seconds. And then, do we have a flag? Oh, so they're going to march it off on the kickoff. So right now, I know Connor in the past has run the special teams. You're definitely getting that hands team alert. But Skriner hobbled back to the sideline. And Van Pelt on to kick the extra point. Matza will hold. 1:14 left here. We'll try to get some Monte Vista stats recap here after we take a break at the end of the game. Snap, good. Hold, good. Kick is good. And it's 27-10. You got to get your hands team. You're watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt. Bridge IT Consulting, the future of IT, powered by AI, driven by strategy, executed with security. BridgeITConsulting.com. So your hands team, I don't want to talk down to you folks, but you simply just want to get the football, recover it, protect yourself, and get a first down, and this game's over. Wildcats still have 3 timeouts. You're not concerned about returning this. You just
fill in the gaps. Fill in the gaps up top.
Want the football.
Fill in the gaps up top.
Oh, gee, mini Christmas. Somehow Monte Vista came out with it.
Great kick.
Who's Johnny on the spot? Lucas Beach. Campbell went up and tried to high point this thing, and watch Beach come here and secure this football. And you know what Basha did a good thing? He actually blocked somebody. If he doesn't, that is Marin Catholic football.
It's kind of crazy you see a number 52 in the front line.
It tells you what kind of hands Andrew has.
We just saw.
The best formation in football, it's victory formation, is Ma's going to take a timeout.
I don't think he is.
I don't think so. He suffers only his 34th loss in 17 seasons. They play at St. Ignatius on Friday. The Mustangs will be at Liberty. Our next Monte Vista home game will be September 18th when the Mustangs host James Logan. So the Monte Vista Mustangs with the 27-10 win. Neither team turned over the football. There were some penalties, but we saw two quarterbacks that can get after it.
Yeah, it was a great win for Monte Vista. They actually dominated the game, and they
Clemmy's 1-0 running the clock. We're gonna do a quick stat recap. Grisham 15 carries for 72 yards, Worth 7 carries for 31 yards. The quarterback Lagios with 7 carries for 15 yards. Couple of those for first downs. Receiving, Basha, 6 receptions, 77 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Worth showing his flexibility, 42 yards on 5 receptions. Grant Mena, 3 for 33 yards. Lagios, and some of these he just threw away, so I'm not going to get upset at him being at 58%. Great start for him to start his junior season here at Monte Vista.
Yeah, the score was not indicative of how the game went. Monte Vista had opportunities to score 2 other times.
Yeah, they're down on the 1 yard line.
And they didn't get any points out of those. They had to settle for a couple of field goals. And, when they were moving the ball, and those penalties are going to catch up to you if you don't square some of those up. Now, as I said before, the holds, you can deal with those. The mental mistakes and the mental penalties, those are the ones you can't have.
Basha with an 18-yard touchdown or a 54-yard touchdown reception. Worth with a 3-yard run. Then you got a 29-yard field goal by Kerrigan, who kicked the ball out of the end zone every single time. I'm letting him in on the defensive films. I don't care if he, is on TikTok. He deserves to be a part of that defense. And then right before the half, we thought it was a big play for Marin Catholic. It didn't turn out. Van Pelt hit the field goal right before half. Marin Catholic gets the ball. Monte Vista immediately gets the stop. They come down. They're down to the 1 yard line, ready to go 2 for 3 on a key 3. More penalties, and then had the field goal missed. But then Kerrigan comes back and hits the field goal. Before that, you had another 36-yard touchdown pass from Lagios to Basha, and then Trammell with the 2-yard run to close it. Monte Vista 27, Marin Catholic 10, and I love to see the teams get together there at the end of the game. What an opener here for Monte Vista, where they won here at Sam Zackheim Memorial Field with a 27-10 win to kick off their 2026 season. Marin Catholic 0-1, Monte Vista 1-0. You've been watching Monte Vista football on NorCal Sports TV, presented by American Asphalt. Our next Monte Vista football game on NorCal Sports TV will be Friday, September 18th, when the Mustangs host James Logan. Thanks to our crew, did a great job tonight. Elliot Robinson, Tajari Hartwell, Garrett Garitano with graphics. Speaking of Hall of Famers, Alan Holton, historian, and we'll talk about it in the next game. Him and Brian, who we play for us. New website, MVHighRecords.com. You want to see all the records for Monte Vista football, go to that. My broadcast partner, Craig Bergman, Dan Jones with the stats, and our director, Jason Green, and I'm here just to have fun. I'm Chris Babcock here at Danville. Good night, and thanks for being on the show.